Previously on Lost.
Greetings, Ron Smalek.
Oh, and Fellonius the wizard, and I'm going to be coughing in your ear today. How we are doing previously on Lost. Yes, I have a bit of a cold. Season 3, and we are doing the episodes 4 to 6, right?
Yep. Every Man for Himself is number 4. Cost of Living is number 5. And 6 is I Do. But you know what, Fellonius?
No.
A guy goes nuts if he ain't got nobody. It don't make any difference who the guy is, so long as he's with you. I tell you, a guy gets too lonely and he gets sick.
Okay. Yeah,
that's a quote of a quote of quote, actually.
Yeah. There's a lot of them running around in our pod, I must say.
So
We have mousetraps for them soon.
So before we get too far into episode 4, we have not recorded in 3 weeks, I think.
Something like that.
We ate up all of our buffer, but we've both had a bunch of busy stuff going on in life.
Ooh, yes.
And we're back, and I am so eager to record and watch the next episodes. So,
Well, I'm totally agreeing with you. When I got sick on Friday, you don't need to know what date this is. I just had to crawl out of bed, tell Ron that I can't do the pod, sob, and get back again. No worries, mate.
So,
Well, no worries. What should I watch while I'm sick then?
yeah. But the one thing is, it does give people more time to comment on the YouTube edition of these videos. And there were 2 comments that I thought I would just give quick shout out. One is from somebody named Just the Tips, and they said nice video, and I say nice comment. And then someone named Random Guy Wookie, and he or she were curious how old we were and do we stream these episodes?
No, you don't.
No, we haven't talked about it. I mean, are you open to that, or?
Open to stream?
Yeah, like, is that something you would
Well,
be willing?
without schedule, that should be a bit of a problem.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
So it's more. I can't even live stream my own radio show I have back at home for my 400-meter radio, and we have to pre-record that as well. And I mean, I live next door neighbor to my technician, so I should have very easy. No, wait a minute. We did do a live show. Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
I have the same thing. And I mean, I think the way that our show's structured, we could probably take feedback like from a chat room,
yeah.
but I don't know. We don't do it. We don't do it yet. So
No, perhaps we could do some end season. The end of season 3, or something like that.
actually, I feel like if we were streaming, we would have to either have our webcams on or show something other than just a blank image.
Yeah.
Which, anyway, we're not streaming for now. So, also, Random Guy Wookie, I don't know if you know it, but Wookie has 2 E's in it.
We all know that, especially us who hasn't seen the 7th movie yet. By the way, age, I am 60 soon, not yet. But any year coming, I will be 60.
Yeah, and I'm 42 old. So.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with anything. Because if you like a TV show or anything, you are on equal terms with everyone else who is liking the same thing. If we are all Star Wars fan, then we are all Star Wars fan. It doesn't matter how old we are.
So I will agree with the sentiment that you can like something no matter the age. However, I can tell you that the 10 years in between when I first saw Lost and now, I way more appreciate things for different reasons than I did back then.
Including the company.
Yeah, for sure. And when and when you talk about things like Star Wars, the problem with Star Wars is when we saw it, we saw 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3.
Yep.
Nowadays, kids see Clone Wars cartoon,
Yeah.
Rebels cartoon, then maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a very different
Totally true.
perspective on things. But, dude, what about
What about the other show? The one that's not lost anymore.
which one?
The Lost. That's not lost anymore.
Oh.
Because you have to say this. They are not lost anymore. They know, someone knows where they are.
Oh,
and
okay.
someone knows how to get out of the place where they are. So they're not lost anymore. The show is a lie.
Well, I don't. Okay, yeah. So you're saying that the others, Ben's people, know where they are and how to get on and off the island.
We will get back to this a couple of times, but yes.
So you having said it that way makes it register for me differently than how I'd been thinking of it. You're completely correct.
Yeah.
They're not technically lost yet.
How?
Oh, I shouldn't say anything.
Well,
Okay,
you never
every man
know.
for himself.
If it's not a time warp. Yeah, exactly.
Let's do this.
Including Mr. Sawyer. Yeah.
So
Episode 4.
So this one, episode 4, thank you. When Sawyer tries to escape, Ben puts a safeguard in place to guarantee his cooperation. The others demand that Jack operate a gunshot victim, but the wrong x-ray reveals a secret about one of them. In a flashback, Sawyer tries to warn a fellow prisoner not to trust anyone. Let me... Okay, I'll save it. So I broke my notes up this time in 3 sections. One is the flashback. Oh, sorry. 4 sections. One is what happens at the beach. One is the flashback. One is basically Juliet, Jack, Ben.
Yeah.
And one is Kate, Sawyer, Ben.
Yeah.
So where do you want to start?
Holy. Well,
So maybe the beginning.
let's start from the beginning. That should be nice. I think we saw Colleen coming in on a stretcher, right?
Yeah, Ben... oh, no. Somebody says to Ben, the sub is back. Did you catch that?
Yep.
The sub. There's a sub. We haven't seen a sub.
No, we have seen the hatch, but we haven't seen the sub.
Yeah. So Colleen's back.
And she was shot. We know who did it.
Yes.
That's the problem. And suddenly we also know that Juliet is actually, she's just a fertility doc.
Yeah, that is interesting, though, because...
Yes, it is interesting. In several layers, my friend.
We've been talking about Claire's baby and Rousseau's baby and what's his name? Ethan was some sort of a probably baby doctor, maybe. Well, maybe we don't know that.
No.
But you had some theories about
experiments on kids or something like it.
Mm-hmm.
But fertility doc, you can't be a fertility doc if you're just sitting on an island.
I completely forgot to mention Jin and Sun, the whole fertility thing in the last couple episodes.
Yes.
Do you think she was a fertility doctor? Okay, actually, first off, do you think she really is a fertility doctor?
Yes, I think she is.
And
but if she is a self-educated one or if she has been to the mainland and become it, I don't know.
Okay. Because when I look at her up to this point in this season, I've seen her more of some sort of a person who could be the leader, not necessarily a doctor.
No.
I don't know why I just differentiated that in my mind, but I was surprised she had medical training. Maybe that's what I mean.
Yeah, and now and then I got a frozen image of a German Dr. Helga as well from the Nazi Germany. So I'm not putting much trust in her at all. So fertility doctor is trustworthy. She isn't. There is some sort of ambivalence. Yes.
Do you like her character? Like, where does she rank?
Well, character-wise, she's very good because she's obnoxious and she's right up on your face and in others' face, and you really don't know which side except her own she's standing on. Mm-hmm. But as a character, well, as a person, I wouldn't I wouldn't like her. No.
No. Not if I was held prisoner by her and she's doing mind games on me.
No, even if I weren't old, I wouldn't trust her.
Yeah. Now she basically wants Jack to operate on Ben, it
Yep.
seems. And somehow during a conversation or with her, Jack accidentally sees some x-rays of a 40-year-old male with a tumor.
Yeah. And he guessed correctly, it's Ben's.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know that yet, but I mean, it was pretty obvious, and I feel like that was planted. Like, I think Jack is onto. They wanted me to see them. Like, he knows he's being manipulated. He's properly suspicious.
Now, no. I don't think they wanted him to see that. They didn't want him to leave the tank. Remember, he's in the chalk tank. But Colleen being shot at, Juliet takes the decision. She needs more help with this gun wound than she can handle herself, and she just takes Jack.
I think I agree with you. That's what the show showed us. So we have to believe that. But I think that she did it to manipulate him.
She did, yeah.
I think she,
them.
yeah, and I think she left the X-rays there on purpose. I mean, why would they just be hanging up on the?
That makes this even earlier because that's my main thread through these 3 episodes.
Yeah.
This woman has some great thinking doing, and she's actually going with her own mind and her own ways without having the power.
Mm-hmm.
And still, she believes that she and Ben are equal in power, and they are not.
Yeah, and it seems like she respects the rest of the power structure, whatever that is.
Yeah,
but
except
just
for the bad fact of Ben.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, we'll get back to it. So, Juliet has put up those X-rays for Jack to see, and Ben wonders why the hell did he see them later on. Well, you're probably right. Juliet wants Jack to have his mind on something else.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Yep.
Right.
So basically for that set, we see Colleen dies.
Yep.
I think she dies in this episode. Yeah, she does. So that means that the island let her die.
Yep.
And so these because the island has healing powers. And
not that big.
Well, I mean, it cured Rose, right? And it cured Locke a couple times. So perhaps it doesn't cure these people because Ben, also having a tumor on his spine seems... Maybe the others have fallen out of favor with the island.
That's totally true. They have. Of course. You're putting the nail down again, my friend.
I've had 3 weeks to sharpen that nail.
Yeah. And it's pinpointed right on the target this time. Of course it's like that.
Now,
that also brings us back to that 5 different types of groups.
Mm-hmm.
The island and the others has, and let's see, the island and the Dharma and the others have connections, but who has been mistreating who?
Yeah,
That's the thing.
Yeah, I've got a thought on that in the next episode or the third. Oh, in the third one. So, interesting. So they must. Let's just go with this for a second. They must have fallen out of favor with the island, so they're not being healed anymore.
Not that type of healed, but right. We also saw that Ben's injuries on his face.
Mm-hmm.
That was not made by anything on the island or himself. It was someone else who's just beating him without having... we didn't need to do that. Sayed beat him up. I think it was Sayed, yes.
Well, and it makes...
He did get his face healed, but that doesn't matter much. And if you're really looking to his face, Ben's face, you still see a cut on his lip.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
From where Sayed hit him. So he's not healed
Right.
that much.
Yeah, that's what I like about this show. People stay dirty.
Yep.
So the plane came down on the island. There was some infighting at that time, right?
Yep.
Between Ben and Juliet, the book club, all that stuff.
Yeah, but
So
it wasn't that high boiling.
no, but then Ben sends people into the camps, right?
Yep.
And we know that both of those people basically get killed.
Yeah.
So my guess, just purely from what I've watched so far, is that has something to do with why Juliet's not happy with Ben.
Hmm.
And as far as I know, okay, so then after that, the others captured Claire, then they captured Walt, right?
Yeah.
So any of those three things could be what Juliet's upset about.
Yeah.
And also, one of those things could be what the island got mad at them for. And then
Yep. And even earlier on before that, you never know.
then Ben got sick with the tumor. And then I think Ben must have come towards these. Like, I think after the part where they met in the campfire and Mr. Friendly said, "You stay on your side of the island, we'll stay on ours." I think sometime right after that is when Ben discovered the tumor and then
Nope.
figured
He
that
says in the next episode, he says, 2 days after I got the notice of the tumor, a spine surgeon drops down from the sky.
Oh, you're right. Oh, so he knew about it. So he was out of favor before they crashed.
Yep.
So everything I just said, wash that away.
Yep. But that means nothing because the others don't want to be in favor of the island. They're not working towards the island. They don't like the island as a character.
How do you know that?
Sorry for that. But if you look at it, the island doesn't like that much violence unless it's doing it himself or herself. And they are building stuff on another island, right?
They are. That's true.
They are not on the island. They are on another island. But they are from the Dharma that was on the island. There are too many islands. There are only two, and there's too many of them already.
Okay, so there's definitely something going on that I think we need to watch a bit more before it will make sense. But this is what I've been pondering is like, what? Why are they at odds? Why is the island letting them get sick? And why is it letting their team die?
But that's one other thing. But I think they started on the island, on our island, so to speak. And then they moved over from that island because it was perhaps better arranged or anything.
Well, no, I think they live in those houses that we saw. And
yeah, but who's them?
Well, we got to find that out. Yeah, that's true. But
that should be the Dharma Initiative that is surveilling all the things that going on the island.
Yeah, and I think the Hydra Station Island, they just go there to work on this thing they're building, and then they go back to the other island. I don't think that's their permanent home.
Okay.
But at least we haven't seen that. Although they are pretty... That's interesting because they seem very comfortable. They're very settled in. They know their way around. It doesn't seem like it's a new place. They've been there a while.
They have been there a while. And they are talking about like 40 years and stuff. So
I wonder if we're going to get Ben or Juliet flashbacks then.
Should be, but they're not going to be that interesting.
I don't know.
Well, on the other hand, Sawyer's flashback wasn't the most interesting either.
Well, let's talk about that.
Very well done con thing.
I don't know. I feel like when I watched this the first time, I was really interested in. So let's talk about what happens in Sawyer's flashback.
Yes, let's do that. No one has seen it.
Yes,
they all fast forwarded. Yes.
So he's in prison. He's boxing. He meets another inmate.
Yep.
Who has some stolen money hidden somewhere, and Sawyer's obviously going to try to become friends with him to find out how to get the money.
Yeah.
And then...
that guy, wasn't he in One Cuckoo Flew Over the Nest?
Was he?
I think he was.
Oh, that would be a nice tie-in. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think, well, they were pretty similar. No, never mind. Now, he had fooled the government, right?
Yeah, he hid. That guy hid them. I don't even know his name, actually. He hid the money, and no one can find it.
Yep.
So, yeah, he's fooled everybody so far.
Yep.
But for whatever reason, he finally confides in Sawyer and supposedly tells Sawyer where the money is.
And he refuses to have anything to do with it, it seems.
Well, I think that was probably a long con.
Yeah, I saw it coming this time.
Yeah. And he basically wants to get Cassidy, the girl that was in, I think, the long con episode. Yeah. So this is after that. He wants her to go get the money and do something with it. And she has something of her own that she wants to talk to him about when she gets there.
Yes, a daughter.
Allegedly. Sawyer doesn't believe it.
He doesn't believe in much, that man.
Now, this is a tough one. We don't see a lot in this episode because, actually, also I got the impression that Cassidy called the cops on Sawyer and was the one who got him in prison.
Yes.
Which I'm not sure if that was at the end of the last flashback or if something happened in between.
We don't know.
Yeah. So
we saw Sawyer glide away and seemingly being scot-free, but...
Yeah, so he basically denies that he has a daughter named Clementine. And then... But then I think when he's getting... When this is all done, he's putting the money in Clementine's name or something. So he does seem to accept that he has a daughter.
He's covering his back, well, perhaps towards God or whatever. Mm-hmm. Besides, it's easier for him to be without the money because he's not traceable wherever he decides to restart his life. Because there are a lot of law enforcement that is on his case, Mr. Ford.
So I mean, I don't know. I think that's all that happened, right?
Yeah. It was rather straightforward and totally useless.
It does seem useless, except when you start to think about, okay, all of a sudden the focus of this show, there's a lot of things about kids, fertility, people having kids.
Gonna have kids.
Perhaps everyone...
Kids. Yeah, but we should look at the connections on sort of the island, and Sawyer is getting some sort of ticker, some sort of warning signal if he gets too excited or anything.
Yeah, the pacemaker.
Yes, the so-called pacemaker.
And that was an interesting coincidence for me when I watched this episode, because I watched this episode before I got sick, and then I watched the next ones after.
Okay.
So... That's interesting.
Well, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. But still, if you look at the things that he's doing on the island, he's getting that pacemaker or anything, and then you look what happened in the jail, there's not much to connect to things that happens.
No, it definitely feels like they're
he's locked down, yes. He's locked down two ways.
Here's my... This is a stretch because it wasn't in the same episode, I think.
No.
But so Kate and Sawyer in the cages basically sleep together.
Yeah, but that's not the next episode, right?
I can't remember which one. It's in one of these. It's in one of these three. Yeah. Basically, this is the one where he's getting beat up and he's not fighting back, and she's yelling and she says that she loves him. And then she says, I only said it so they'd stop hitting you. And it's all, it's will they, won't they? But maybe this Clementine thing, the fact that Sawyer has a daughter, is some signal that he's fertile and now he's been with Kate. And so they're going to have, so she's also going to now be pregnant. Maybe.
Okay, well, that is a bit of a stretch, but
Well,
it doesn't connect the dots.
Well, so Ben's been watching everything that they do, because in fact, I think they are together in this episode, because Ben's watching them on a monitor.
They're not stopping them, no.
And he's really scheming. He's moving all these pieces around really, really well. In fact, he reveals that there never was a pacemaker. I wish that was actually. I wish they would have played that out one more episode. I think they
could have used it, absolutely.
They introduced it and they took it back too quickly.
Yeah, but the problem is that Colleen's husband, Dave or whatever his name was, Mike, he's going to chase Sawyer and he's going to do whatever he can to kill Sawyer.
Seems
and
like.
And in order to do that in a later episode, you can't have that pacemaker going like a bananas every time he's threatened with his life.
Yeah. So the watch is real, or I guess I should say the blood pressure monitor's real. The pacemaker doesn't exist, and Ben reveals that they're actually on the second island. So it sort of sucks the wind out of Sawyer's sails, and
because that makes it double hard. And as he also says, there's no way to go.
Yeah, exactly. He gives up hope a little bit, and then Kate is there to. He thinks that Kate does like him, but he's not sure. Maybe she's just pretending. Maybe she only likes him because they're in danger. Like Ben is messing with them, and maybe Ben is manipulating them into getting pregnant because they seem like they want people to have kids so they can steal them.
Somehow, that is still a long shot.
Yeah.
But it's the only logical, because I'm still looking for the very thing that I want. It's why. Why does the others do what they do?
Sure.
We really need to be more clarified. I haven't got it this time either.
No, I mean, I'm guessing either mid-season, we get to the top of this narrative roller coaster arc, and then it's all downhill, or the final episode of this season will kind of get a lot of these answers. That's my guess, from a story structure perspective. We'll see.
I don't have much on the others. Sorry, the others.
The only other thing. Yeah, so the only thing that I have on the beach is that Desmond foresees. So he's got this power. He can see the future. He sees Claire's roof getting struck by lightning or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it happens.
He's so cool when he goes around building a little antenna and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Just don't go, don't, he says to Hurley, just stay. And kaboom. And Charlie understood it all. Mm-hmm. He knew that Desmond knew.
Yeah, I don't know where this is leading.
No way.
I don't know where it's leading to. So.
But it was so cool all through that scene. I really liked it. He just went to his own business. Never mind me. Don't bother with me. Just and with a smile in his very beardy face. I really liked that. And there was a new gang playing with the clubs.
Oh yeah, right. Nikki and Paulo.
Do you remember the name? I don't.
Yeah.
I have to go through them again.
Oh yeah.
And then I was missing Mr. Echo and Locke.
Well,
they weren't inside this at all, this episode.
No, but we will get them in the next one if you want to move on to that.
And now suddenly, last down on my notes, Walt Mike? Well, that's a question. We haven't seen or heard or anything in season 3.
Oh, correct. We have not.
No, never mind.
I
just forgot about them.
Yeah, you made me think of something that wasn't there. Wow, I think I'm confusing something.
Yes.
Isn't there a scene in one of these 3 episodes where somebody sees another kid in the rain that puts his finger in his mouth and says, Shh. Oh yeah, Echo sees it. His brother. Yeah. In the same manner that Walt.
Yes.
Okay, so let's.
It's the choir boy from his old church.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, should we move? Let's do.
Yes,
let's. That's a good segue.
Yeah, it is actually episode 5. Then the cost of living. Ben requests that Jack operate on Now it's going away again. He on the tumor, but Juliet has other. I can't see suddenly. Wait a minute. Hold it.
I can take it.
Nope, I'm taking this. Oh, that's much better. Now let's see if I can be here as well. Saeed and Locke. Nope. Tread to the Pearl Station to attempt to contact the others, but a surprise awaits them in the
live feed.
Live feed. Oh yes, the smoke monster returns and claims a victim. In a flashback, Mr. Echo dreams about his brother, a priest in Nigeria. Now this is Mr. Echo flashback, or should we say it is his episode altogether?
It's his episode, and I think it was somewhat hastily put together because...
Was it? Yes.
Yeah, so that actor hated Hawaii, apparently, and he wanted off the show.
Okay.
So he said, I think I mentioned this before, he basically said, I quit, so let's write me out of the story, and then, unfortunately, that kind of screwed up their story plans, because he was supposed to be much bigger, and now...
and he would have filled very good, and you can't, in this show, you can't replace anyone.
No, and the decision that they made is to take his character and give pieces of it to everyone else instead of adding another person. They've already added the others. They've added Nikki and Paulo. They didn't want to add any more this season, so they just split his actions up among the rest of the people. And we'll have to see. I think that also adds to where this season started spinning a little bit, because now they're original.
It's really floating somewhere in between good and really bad.
Yeah. So can we start with his flashback, actually?
Yeah, let's do that.
So we see him as a kid, and there's this whole stress put on confession.
Yeah.
And then we see him... I'm going to actually cover all of his flashbacks.
Do so.
Because it's all pre-Island. So I'm in this chronological mindset. So then we see him grown up, and so now this is after his brother got on the Beechcraft and was shot and flew off, and he got captured by the army. They think he's a priest.
Yeah.
So he's back in the village.
Yes, his old village.
It is his old village, right?
Yep.
I'm sure it is. It's got the same ladies. But apparently nobody in that village recognizes this guy.
Nope.
Nobody realizes he was the kid that grew up there. He was the warlord that kept coming back and talking to Yemi.
No.
The guy that got the vaccine, who talked to them about the statues. Nobody recognizes him.
Nope.
Then some bandits come, and by the way, he was the leader of those bandits in that area.
Yeah.
And they don't recognize him either.
No.
He's not even wearing a mask or anything. I was like, why does nobody know who he is?
His white collar. And Superman couldn't have pulled that one through. I can tell you that much.
Gosh, it was bothering me so much. So much.
That was very bad done. I hope you take up on that one, because I was thinking about leaving it be.
Yeah,
but that was really bad.
So what happens is good, but for some reason they just missed that. And so then he stands up to these bandits. He says, "I know who you are," and then they shoot a lady, and then he kills the bad guys.
Yeah.
So that was all good, but I just couldn't get past the fact that nobody knew who he was in the same village.
Nope. And
then they're boarding up the church, and basically, now this is kind of branching over to on Island. Echo says that he owes Yemi a church, so that explains why he's been trying to build a church the whole time. It's not
that was a good thing. Yep.
It's not. I think it wasn't to communicate with the island, although it was. It was because it was to communicate with his brother, who was coming back from the dead, and he feels like he owed him a church.
Yeah.
So now we're on the island. Saeed. Okay, so if you remember 2 episodes ago, apparently when the hatch blew up, Echo was incapacitated. He got abducted by polar bears.
Yes.
They
The
started
normal
eating
standard
him.
procedure on this island, yes.
They started eating him, and John rescued him after being in a smoke lodge. It got weird.
Yeah.
So Echo's in bad shape. Saeed comes back. Then I have a note that the tent is on fire.
Yeah.
I don't remember what happened there.
And that was probably some sort of combustion from his dead brother or something like that. I have no idea. You know that Lord can raise fire wherever he is, so you never know.
That's weird. So
It has to do with religion.
So he runs off into the woods, basically.
Yeah.
Disappears.
Well, runs is the wrong, but he gets pretty far.
And Locke knows where he's going.
Because he was with him where the brother was at the Beechcroft. And where they found the hatch to the Pearl Station.
Yeah, and coincidentally, Locke has the idea, which is actually pretty good, that, Saeed's back, they're captured. Locke wants to go to the station and use that computer to try and communicate.
Yep, it's halfway good. Yeah.
Yeah. And then...
Gesundheit.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And then Nikki and Paulo, out of the blue, decide they're tired of being left out of everything. They're going to go with. Oh. So you see them getting seated into the show now.
Yeah, one is, but the other is more stupid than Charlie. Well, it's yin and yang. It's balance.
Yeah.
You need a clever woman, but you can have 10 stupid men. It's no big deal.
Yeah, that's true, actually. That's a good point, because we have Juliet, and I think Juliet and Nikki, well, I guess in the fact that they're blonde, they both seem similar, actually.
And Libby was probably also good. Kate is the one who is stupid on the woman's side.
Maybe Nikki is Juliet's daughter.
You never know.
Okay, so we see some more black smoke flying around.
Yep.
Locke catches up to... Oh, no, wait. Yemi's body is gone. Now, I don't know why I wrote this here, but when Locke looked into the smoke monster, we think that all he saw was some flashing light. I wrote down, what did Echo see? Question mark.
Yeah.
I don't know why I wrote that down here, though.
I have no idea. This time, he wasn't afraid anyway.
But basically, the smoke monster just comes up and kills Echo.
Yep.
So
let's go do the short version of this.
So why?
And why does he do that?
Yeah, that's my question. What the heck did Echo...
Because when he tried to confess both to the island, to his brother, to every known god on the universe, that he has done nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And now suddenly the island becomes a religious matter.
Well, I mean, was trying to... Because, even though he had the stupid dynamite and tried to blow open the hatch, he didn't actually cause the implosion.
Nope.
So the island first sent the polar bear to kill him. That failed. Then it sent the black smoke. I mean, I don't
think the polar bear was sent. I think that's something that is loosely roaming around on this island where there shouldn't be anyone on.
So you think that's just Dharma's leftover mess?
Something like that.
So I know they needed to get Echo off the show quick, and it seems like they must have made a choice between what they showed us, keeping certain plot elements, versus changing the story enough that it's good.
Well, they should have done a better job of it. So I must say, he could have just fallen down from something. In an accident, but in order to keep that spirit of the monster, so to speak, also alive, they used that. But it was too obvious.
Well, I mean, this guy had the coolest original backstory,
Absolutely.
I think. He had one of the best silent, strong presence on the island. Yes. No one else is silent like him.
Nope.
And he had the worst ending. He gets blown up by his own TNT, then he gets
Yep.
eaten by a polar bear, and then he
Yep.
gets killed by a smoke after seeing a ghost of his brother.
Yep.
Like, that was awful.
I wouldn't want that ending. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, that was awful.
And I have a dead brother or two, so I don't want to see them because then the smoke monsters. No, that's not here. Now, on the other hand, I didn't really like that they agreed to let him off the island at all. I mean, I would love to have Mr. Echo been there forever, totally.
You know, I don't know if it was. Well, I didn't really read too far into it, but I do remember that he couldn't deal. Well, I think what I read. I haven't read this in many years, so I could be wrong, but it was like he just didn't like the heat and humidity and the lifestyle.
Okay.
Which surprises me, but
Well, I wouldn't like it. I can tell you that much.
yeah, and I don't know, for whatever happened. Now maybe because remember at the end in the season 1 special feedback, he said he wasn't connecting with the writers, and that was kind of a struggle.
Yeah.
So I think he just wasn't getting along. Maybe it had something to do with Anna and Libby also getting kicked off the show.
Yeah, because now it's only Bernard still left.
Yeah, I'm totally speculating. I don't know anything more.
No.
But he's gone. So,
And I would say they can't replace him at all. That's my point.
no, it'd be too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is no one that... I can't see Nicky step up and take his place.
Well, I think a lot of the, so it makes me go back and think, okay, if we knew he was never going to stay, like, would they have even given him the spiritual stuff, or would they have used maybe Locke and Charlie more?
Could have.
Because it's like, okay, Jack is the science, right?
Yeah.
And then we thought that Locke was the faith, but he wasn't. He wasn't faith. He was supernatural.
Yeah.
But which is different than faith to me.
Yeah.
Like,
That it's totally different.
so.
But then Mr. Echo comes and becomes Faith.
Yeah.
In his own way, I should say.
Yeah.
But
So-
there is, however, a new guy on the block.
Yeah. We
And
see him.
that was really fun because I thought, now I didn't rewatch that sequence because I would have to save it, but I thought I have seen this guy before.
So you're referring to they do go into the Pearl Station. They do get
Yes.
a monitor on, and I think somebody. It's not Saeed, but isn't there somebody with them that knows about electronics?
It's Saeed who's doing the couplings and stuff.
I watched this like 2 weeks ago. So
Yeah.
okay, so maybe it's Saeed. Like somehow they know that it's a live feed and it's not. It's a live camera and it's not a tape. It's actually monitoring live cameras all around the island,
Yeah.
including one that's in their hatch.
Yeah.
And then they see into another hatch, and this guy puts his face up to the camera, and he's got an eye patch on.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him yet before. This is the first time I've seen him.
Well, I'm not totally sure. I just got a feeling that I have seen him before. Now, we are, in any case, we have a male Danielle out there.
Ah,
I
that
thought.
I didn't even think of that.
He loose cannon. We don't know much about him, right?
I mean, I almost just said something really stupid.
Yeah.
I almost just said maybe he's a pirate because he has an eye patch and he's on the Black Rock, but
Oh.
maybe the Black Rock is on top of another hatch because
You never know.
maybe there's hatchet. Maybe where people crash on the island, there are hatches.
Just building hatches.
They always crash on a hatch.
It's not true when it comes to the airplane.
Well, it's close.
Well, it's not close enough.
I don't know.
However, I'm still missing one guy from an earlier episode.
Okay.
Still, and now I've suddenly forgotten his name. The guy that Desmond came and took
Calvin.
over. Calvin. We haven't seen his grave. We haven't seen his dead body. We haven't seen his dead bones.
Yeah, that's true. That guy does kind of look like Kelvin, maybe with an eye patch. I mean, if Echo can wear a priest collar and no one recognizes him, maybe that
Exactly.
was Kelvin.
Yep. That was Kelvin Clark Kent. That's totally true.
Okay.
Now, I'm not totally sure that it's true, but it got me the feeling that he is not the others, and he's not the crashed airplane, and he's not Danielle, but it might have to do with any one of Danielle's old crew.
Yeah. Yep.
Because we haven't connected those dots yet either.
Yeah, that would be a good. I like that idea a lot.
Yeah. So I'm really thinking, oh, yet another Danielle. That was my first initial. And then I thought, hold it, wait a minute, isn't that guy that I couldn't remember the name, Kelvin? And but then I didn't want to go back and rewatch it because I did want that tense a bit more. It was fun.
Yeah, well, you just get a glimpse of him, and the people in the hatch look at each other. It's like, what the
Yeah.
who is that?
And Locke is just smiling. Well, now he's looking forward to our visit. Yeah, right.
But they didn't, as far as we see, they didn't find a computer they can communicate. Just the one-way cameras, though.
Yeah, so far, yeah.
So I don't.
But there is a lot of other stuff going on as well, so that's why it's only 45 minutes,
Yeah. So the only other notes I have is back with Ben and Jack. I don't have anything else for.
But this is really nice because it's a very smooth twist on something you saw in the last episode before this, but I didn't see it until now. Suddenly I see how Juliet is trying to manipulate Jack into start the operation.
Yeah.
And jump ship in the middle and say, sorry, it didn't go well.
Well, what we're supposed to believe is that Juliet doesn't like Ben enough that she wants Jack to kill him,
Nope.
right?
Well, something like that.
I mean, she
Jack
wants him
Me.
an accident to happen during the surgery,
Yeah, something like that.
which is murder, right?
Yep.
So, whatever it is, she either really doesn't like him or it's a test or something.
Well, Jack doesn't believe her for 1 second.
Right. I honestly, I don't think I would either. I mean, it's
No.
so.
It's so obvious, and all that video and all that stuff and talking about. No.
Well, I mean, and like he's underwater, and they have. I mean, everything that's happening is like this is what I really liked about all this stuff on Hydra Island is that it's so crazy you don't know. Like, if I was in their situation, I wouldn't know what's coming next. But it's not the typical hold you prisoner, hostage, try to interrogate you stuff. It's
No.
totally
And Ben,
weird.
Ben is also going towards that. He's actually saying that we could have done, and we should have forced you, and we should have
Yeah.
done a lot of stuff. And suddenly you see those X-rays, and sorry,
Well,
suddenly,
yeah, and Colleen's death. I believe if there's one thing I believed from Ben, well, I've believed some things, but one thing I
Not
definitely believe is when Colleen died, he said that now the plan is he's changing the plan.
Yeah.
Someone said that wasn't the plan. I think he is changing the plan because of what Jack's people have done.
yeah.
And this is
Too much, actually. I don't think that they saw this amount of violence coming towards them. They thought they could handle any situation, the others. And now suddenly they can't. They can't even keep 2 guys locked in. Kate can go up and down in her cage however she wants.
well, I mean, is that planned? You know,
Nope.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I mean, Ben's watching it happen. He's letting it happen.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't planned.
But she couldn't go far, and Sawyer knows that.
Now, this is
The
also.
interesting stuff is Ben, Jack, and Juliet.
Oh yeah, well, and this is where, to what you said earlier, Ben says that 2 days after his diagnosis, a doctor's
Yeah.
fault. Like, I think this is
Easily
Ben. This is Ben acknowledging that the island has power
Yeah.
and delivered. He thinks that the island delivered Jack specifically to help him.
Well, do you believe in God? He started that conversation with,
Ah,
and
you're
that's the
right.
point.
So he's
He is
calling.
he's
Yeah.
actually calling God the creator of this idea, and that might be true, but it might also not be true. Do not suppress the island. That has something to do with it. But whatever we call the force behind it, there is a force in work, in progress. And Ben is actually going backwards and becomes more, well, what do you call it? More subtle, more. Um, well, I know what I mean. Sorry, I can't remember
But
the English word for it.
it seems like, so what we think we know of the others so far, we're only in episode 5, is
Oh, yeah.
that they came somehow out of the Dharma Initiative.
We think so. Yep.
They acknowledged, if Ben is the local leader, he's not the overall leader. And
Are you sure about that?
well, when I say leader, he most people, yes, he is. I think in the hierarchy, Juliet claims he's not a leader, but he's the one that everyone does what he says.
Yeah.
So
And
he's
the word I
leading.
was looking for was humble. Ben is actually more humble now than he
Well,
was at the start. No,
you
we'll
think
see.
so? I don't know.
Yeah, well, sort of. I think he's backing back because, and Jack tells him that. I'm just telling you the way you're going to die.
That was good.
That is really good. And Ben doesn't do anything. I mean, when he was at his really, he knows that's the truth. He knows that Jack is actually telling him right in his face that is the truth, and there's nothing he can do about it.
But
He
okay,
can. All he can do is he try to convince Jack that you are a doctor. You must do the right thing and stuff.
so but they've already shown a fake operation with a pacemaker.
Yeah.
I mean, how does Jack know for sure those are really Ben's X-rays? And does he really have a tumor? I mean,
Well, I don't know actually.
this is like, they're going to get, even if they get Jack into a operating position, something's going to happen that he doesn't actually operate. And, he's going to get interrupted. And then Ben's going to go off and like it was all a scam. Like, I just,
You don't trust anyone at the moment, no.
no, I mean, they're so manipulative. But it does appear that the others recognize the island as some kind of power.
Yeah.
I think Ben sees it as God at this point.
Juliet doesn't see Island as a power.
She hasn't really committed either way. She
Nope.
hasn't. She hasn't.
She's more on the scientific end of the scale. She's like Jack.
Yeah.
Jack doesn't
Yeah.
either believe as such in the island, but he has been, well, he's seen a lot during the weeks they have been there. And he can't explain more than 50% at most. And that really nags him. But Juliet can't even bother to be explaining anything like that. That's not really it.
Yeah, it's just her. I think it's a matter of focus. Her focus is on being upset with Ben, dealing with
Yeah.
Jack, which I don't know if she thought that she would have to take care of this prisoner. Like, I think she's grudgingly doing it, and I don't know. We don't know what her motivation is right now. Wait,
But we will see.
Oh.
Because
I need to go back and look if she was she in the medical station when Claire's.
oh dear, she must have been.
I think I remember saying her name back then.
But these ladies are so alike.
Anyway,
Oh, now we're back on the white people's list again. Okay.
anyway, I think.
But listen to it. Because she wants Jack to operate and fail. Why? Because she wants to be the new local leader. Let's go for that. But you and I can clearly see no one is listening to her. No one is actually taking her that serious as they do with Ben. Is she really the right leader to take over of?
We're going to have to find out. I don't know. Uh-oh. I lost Fellonius. My internet cut out. I heard a large boom a few minutes ago. Okay, we're back. I'm so sorry. I think construction in my neighborhood knocked out my internet for a few minutes.
So we have a little break.
Yeah.
And I was debating if Juliet really is the leader that everyone else would love to have.
Yeah, and I think the last thing I was saying was we'll just have to keep watching and find out.
Yeah, totally.
Now,
but I think we should move over to the next episode.
Yeah, and this one, I didn't like it.
Nope,
Just telling you that.
Flashback, and we don't like Kate. We don't like flashbacks.
I like Kate. I really want to like her, but the more I see, I do agree. It seems like she only has one thing on her mind, being with whatever guy she's in front of at the moment.
I told you in episode
I know.
She's looking for her dad that she broke up.
I know. But I mean, you really see it in these episodes here because, you know, on the beach, she wanted to follow Jack around. She was, but then, okay. So this one's called I Do.
Yep.
And the others use Kate to persuade Jack to save Ben's life, but Kate has a plan of her own. The castaways demand answers from Locke regarding the death of Mr. Echo. A flashback shows Kate preparing for her wedding, but having second thoughts about more than just being married.
Right.
For no reason whatsoever. Oh, sorry. That's not written here.
Oh.
Okay,
and why
so
she should marry the captain of the Firefly, we will never.
Yeah, I know. I forgot he was in this show. He's so awesome, Nathan Fillion. But
he's a very, very good actor. I would love to see more of him.
He makes the dumb, and he's a cop, so she's dumb. She's also dumb.
She's totally stupid.
She's on the run. She falls in love with a cop. I think she legitimately liked him because he was in front of her.
Absolutely.
Who knows how they met? They get engaged. She agrees to marry him. The mother gives her a necklace. And then she drugs him. She calls the marshal. And he says that he will leave her alone if she settles down. And she runs anyway.
Because he can't handle the situation.
This is like the episode, the flashback of Locke when he was with the hippie farm. I mean, this is the same thing. Why are they showing us this garb? Whoever made the flashbacks this season is... I didn't like Echo's...
No.
I didn't like Echo's flashback either.
Nope.
And I didn't like Jack's with Sarah. Like, these flashbacks are crappy.
Absolutely. And I only have 4 lines of notes.
For the whole episode or just the flashback?
For the whole episode.
So that, I mean, honestly, like, there's nothing else to say about Kate. I don't see what that flashback has anything to do with new information about her. Nope. Because we know that she likes to run. That was already well established. We didn't need that.
Well, I like to see Nathan, so that's okay.
But
whatever his name was.
and don't you think that now he would and the cops would also be after her even more?
Yes, sort of. That was Florida police, right?
Yeah, I think it was Miami-Dade County, which I have a feeling, I didn't look this up, but Locke was in Tallahassee. I have a feeling they were all fairly close to each other at that point in time.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Yeah. And, well, what can we say about the Kate incident if we look where she is in the arms of Mr. Sawyer at this time?
So, okay,
she has been speaking of love once before. It didn't end well. Now she's in the arms of next one. She's even saying that she loves Sawyer. And that is probably not going to end well either.
Oh, okay. So,
a bit of a connection.
So, she's there with Sawyer. Instead of leaving him and escaping on her own and being selfish, she has learned to stay with the person she's with.
But on the other hand, that person has also told her they are not on the real island that they started from, so there's no way to escape.
Yeah. So
If she has got at least one brain cell, she should have known that it's better to stay, hug him warm or something like that.
So more interestingly, they're breaking rocks.
Anything can be more interesting than this.
So they're breaking rocks, Kate and Sawyer, and all of a sudden alarm goes off. And did you hear what the old tinny alarm said?
No.
It said hostile breach. Hostile breach.
Hostile breach.
And this is Alex basically comes in with a slingshot, starts shooting the others, wants to find out where's my boyfriend.
Yeah.
Now, the Alex thing is good, but the fact that the alarm is this is a Dharma facility.
Yep.
That the others now inhabit. We think they came from Dharma. I don't know.
Yep.
Why would they have an alarm saying hostile breach?
Might be the animals.
No, hostile breach?
Yeah,
I wouldn't say that. I would say escape or... This makes me think that the Dharma attack was under attack by hostiles, by natives, by...
Might have been, because Alex has not been probably within the perimeters for quite some time.
No, I think this is an alarm that goes back to when Dharma built these stations.
Yeah.
For some reason back then they built an alarm that says the hostiles have breached the compound. So that makes me think way back to what you said, that there's more than one group of others. There's the Dharma, and then there was some other there's the Dharma, then there was the hostiles.
Yeah.
And the others, Ben, the modern day, is the result of the hostiles versus the Dharma. That's what I think. Or
not even versus. They're probably just merged into each other.
Or something like that.
And then someone is actually trying to make a better human because, as we probably all remember, the others are the good ones. And they kill because they are good.
And that's got to have something to do with why the others dress up and pretend to be the hostiles.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Unless the alarm itself, unless way back in Dharma days they were pretending to be hostiles and it's a fake kind of alarm.
Might be, but I still think that where we are now is not where the experiments are made. I think this is the place where all the real scientists are.
Yeah, this is definitely where the animals were being experimented on at a minimum.
Yeah.
So
this is more the scientific, and the other island and with the hatches, that's probably where the experiments were. And they shouldn't be more than 3 weeks in a row or something like that.
Yeah. So Ben tells Jack that his tumor's bad. Jack tells Ben. Then Ben basically uses Juliet to get to Kate, to get to Sawyer, to get to Jack.
Yeah.
Jack sees Kate and Sawyer on the monitor.
Yep.
And decides that he's going to now do the surgery after all.
Yeah. But he do have a point, Mr. Jack. For once, the hero actually got a point. What if he totally refuses? Mm-hmm. Juliet must win because Ben is going to die, and then Juliet can step up. Why wouldn't Juliet then tell him that he shouldn't even consider doing the surgery? Why should he do the surgery and pretend to fail? Well, that's because then Jack is getting the blame.
Right. Well, and like I said, up to this point, I'm thinking that it doesn't matter because the whole surgery doesn't matter. He's not actually going to do surgery. Something's going to interrupt, and it's not going to happen anyway.
Yeah, we said that. You said that.
But I was wrong.
Sort of.
Well, I was. He does actually do surgery, and he does actually cut him open.
Yeah. So
So
far, so good, and he probably find the tumor. And I think he had fixed the tumor when suddenly he wants to do something else.
yeah,
And I
he
didn't get it. He
yeah,
just did some insertion
yeah,
where.
he cut I forgot what organ. I think it's like a kidney sac. He
Yeah,
cut it and he basically said, "I have to sew this up in an hour or else
yeah,
Ben will bleed internally and die."
yeah.
So
But
he's
remember, Jacks don't know that they are not on the same island.
right. Well, and at this point Juliet seems to have either she completely forgot that this is what she wanted Jack to do, or she's really good acting going along with it as a surprise because she seems very surprised that he did this.
Yep,
And basically, Jack is going to use Ben's life as a bargaining chip, and he wants them to let Kate and Sawyer go,
yep.
and then he will sew Ben back up. So he's doing this to sacrifice himself, apparently, to save Kate and Sawyer. And it's probably good because at the same time, Sawyer is about to get killed by
Yeah,
Danny.
exactly. What he doesn't know is that he's saving Sawyer's life at the same time. He doesn't know that. The timing is perfect.
Yeah.
This is one of the few things that I liked in these three shows.
Yes.
That was totally perfect. And remember, Jack is in control.
Yeah.
Ben doesn't even know that this is happening.
True. I don't think Ben saw
He's
this
out.
coming.
He's been sedated. He's out. That was the part that I liked. He's lying there. He's read the script, but never mind that. He's lying there and he has no idea what's going on. Now suddenly Jack is the boss of the island at
Well,
that moment. Now,
and we did you notice too, like when Ben was incapacitated, the power seemed to shift over to Tom Friendly,
exactly.
and Friendly starts calling the shots, not Juliet. She suddenly sort of steps aside.
Now we are talking.
So that was interesting. Now, Danny, when Danny hears about this on the radio, he says something interesting. I don't know if you caught it.
No.
Danny's the mean guy. He says to Tom, he says, Shepard wasn't even on Jacob's list.
No.
So we've heard about these lists that were given to these people of who's good by whoever the true leader is. It seems like...
Hold it. You mean that Jacob is the real leader?
Yeah, so somebody named Jacob. We don't know anyone named Jacob yet.
Missed that.
Yeah.
I have to watch that sequence again.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure you caught that. So there's somebody named Jacob, and he's the one who's giving out the lists, and Jack wasn't on the list.
Nope. But he's on the list now because Ben needs a surgeon.
Well, yeah, this is so now they do a really nice job of putting these little hints.
Yeah, that's good.
But I noticed that, and yeah, we haven't heard of this Jacob before, but I immediately, my ears perked up and said, okay, we're going to hear about...
we put him then?
I mean, I think he's the leader that Ben's afraid of.
Might be, but he's also the one that has given Ben a lot of freeway.
Oh, wait a second. Or it could be another plant inside the beach group.
Might be.
Like Ethan.
Yeah. I doubt, but you never know. Or it could even be that Harry guy.
Oh. Could it be Desmond?
Yeah, no. He's too clever for that. And then Libby was engaged with him as well. Because she gave him her boat.
I don't know. I mean, Desmond had a big block of time where he ran off and we didn't see him for a while. Then he came back.
True, but he wouldn't have killed Kelvin.
I don't know.
No. This is totally superhero at the moment.
Okay, here we go. I'm just going to put a wild little thing here.
Okay.
Desmond equals Jacob / leader.
I'm not second on that.
Crackpot theory.
Totally
Okay.
crackpot. But I love it. I love that because this is what the show still does to us. As I said, it's not lost anymore.
The-
Haven't been lost for quite some time, but the show is still bringing in some new ideas, some tiny things. It's like when you finally find that book that's so thick, and you know that you just want to go through it so slowly as you possibly can. And when you come to the chapter 15, and you're start to cry because it's soon to be ended. This is what this does it well. I have had some experiences.
This is what it's like in 2005 when you're watching the show, and then you go, okay, what's absolutely every word that was spoken in this episode? Who could it be connected to from the past? What's the hint? What's the spoiler? Like this is why I liked Lost in the one of the reasons in the beginning was all the like crazy theories and
totally,
and we'll see.
Well, we are keeping it to ourselves more or less. No offense for you guys who are actually listening and thinking out there, but if we also would have been engaging in others' pods and stuff, I would love to see some other guys who is watching the series for the first time now, 10 years later, because any other would probably spoil the show for me. That's my guess. You are so good on not spoiling.
Oh, man. Well, you and I were talking off air before this. Like, my memory of the show is of very specific moments that are no longer apparently in the correct order or distance apart. So,
nope. It seems like you have suddenly drawn some sort of lottery watching when you watched it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's see which one is going to be now. Season 5, episode 4. That's good enough. No, this is how it is. This is the order.
Yeah. So I think so far, the only other thing that happens in this is that Locke buries Echo.
Yeah.
And people, like, he and Saeed tell them a good story around it. It's not the truth, but...
Yes, but he also had... I must give Locke a point there as well, because he is right. They cannot get them another funeral. Not one more. They had suddenly have had too many already.
Well, I'm not really used to Locke making a smart decision at this point, so I was kind of surprised there.
Well, my point being too. First of all, it was a smart move, and he's also complying with the island.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I don't think it was his idea all the way.
Well, I'm... Of everything that's happened here... in the next episode 7, I want to see Locke and Saeed immediately go out and try to find the one-eyed patch guy.
Yeah.
And I want to see if Kate and Sawyer get off, and what does Jack do? Like I'm invested in seeing the next episode. I'm very
absolutely. Why are we sitting here and talking? That was what we said we should do. Right.
So anything else on this episode I do?
Nope. Except for I still love the show. Oh. And we have to have that blasted Kate now and then just to make sure that we are, keeping up.
We need somebody to get captured and and ruin Jack's plan. And then...
damsel in distress,
And you know, Nikki and Juliet, the two new ladies, so far, I don't have much of an opinion about Nikki, although she seems to be... Yeah.
She has a brain.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, what's the other guy you said?
Paulo.
Paulo.
He's like a soccer guy.
Yeah, sort of. Now, he's just... He doesn't believe in much, and he's not the high-tech stuff. She just asked a very simple question, Nikki. Why are there so many screens?
Yeah.
I mean, not even I was thinking about that.
Oh, they all looked at each other like, oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, but it is. And he suddenly decides there is a lot of computers. Mm-hmm. We have found it. Now we can go home.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? That didn't even answer the question, God damn it. So he's just a stupid Charlie. And Nikki, well, we'll see about her. We need a clever woman on the beach as well. But she can never go and tell Locke what to do. She can never understand Locke. They haven't been into, neither of the others have been into the island like Rose has and Locke has.
No,
And
I
we still haven't seen Locke being in the wheelchair.
well, oh yeah, that's true. They are easing Nikki and Paul. I know I mention them often.
Yeah.
There's a reason, but they've been introduced much more casually paced than the last. Which I like the fact that new people just don't show up. Like they've been slowly weaving them in for a couple episodes.
We have been seeing them.
Yeah, they're slowly getting a little bit more time each episode. So it's a revolving door of people, but I like the fact that they're not just all slammed in immediately important.
What if Rose is going to be some sort of important person in this?
No, you already declared that she's done.
Yeah, she's not. Yes.
I mean, we haven't seen her in 6 episodes, I don't...
We have put her and Bernard at the Niagara Falls, and they're going to stay for the rest of the show. That's true, but if they are going to have some more smart women, Bernard's actually more smart of a man, but why not Rose? But she's also a bit old, and she's not into it at the same place.
No, I mean, I totally hope that we do see more from Rose and Bernard.
Yeah.
I just right now I don't know what it would be. I don't know what it would be.
We are going to have a Charlie on the next 3 episodes, aren't we?
I honestly, I mean, we've had a lot of focus on the others in the second island.
Yeah.
If you remember, one of my predictions was that Saeed and Danielle were going to team up to rescue Jack, and then Danielle dies. I don't see that happening now, although they're not. I'm not going to erase that from my list until they're off that second island. But
and here's another thought: what if Locke and Saeed goes after the pirate? And Danielle knows who he is from the beginning.
Sure. She wasn't with them, right? No, yeah, she wasn't there.
No.
So...
Because she has most control over the most people on this island.
Danielle?
Yep.
I don't know.
She knows where they are.
Oh, yeah, but I don't think she has control over them.
No, but she has a bit of a hunch where everything is.
Oh, I'm sure she knows a lot more than... Nobody's asked her.
No.
Nobody's bothered to ask her.
That's how kids usually say. You didn't ask me.
They stole her map, and they think they have all the info, but they don't have the practical map in her head.
Nope.
So maybe we'll see... If you were a betting man, so the next 3 episodes, one of them is... Episode 7 is called Not in Portland. One, which is Portland, Seattle, Portland, Washington, Portland, Oregon. Sorry.
Yeah, should be Oregon, right?
One is episode 8 is Flashes Before Your Eyes, and 6 is Stranger in a Strange Land. Now, none of those titles give me any ideas whatsoever.
No, we haven't been to Portland before, and we have been through Oregon, I think.
I don't know.
But I would probably say Locke on Portland.
Okay.
Flashes Before Your Eyes is really it could be a Charlie.
The only thing I think of is like the flashing in the smoke monster. So maybe Locke is the second one.
And then Stranger in a Strange Land could be Desmond.
Isn't that a book or a movie, Stranger in a Strange Land?
Might be, but he's the bit of the strangest one on the beach at the moment.
I mean, I get an exotic feel from it.
Yeah, a Swede.
I don't know, but
not just sit here and.
Well, let's do this. Do you think Danielle will show up in the next 3 episodes?
Yes.
Okay.
And I
I
hope we'll see the pirate as well.
I think maybe
Um,
in the ninth one, The Stranger in a Strange Land. That sounds exotic, like Danielle, maybe.
yeah, or the pirate.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh, Flashes Before Your Eyes. That's why he got an eye patch because he.
Yeah, why not? Of course.
So that's it. I think we're good for this episode. Thank you for
Absolutely.
listening, watching,
Yeah. Thanks all.
and
And
we'll be back.
yeah. Bye.